Episode 9. Tunnels Beneath the Ice. The mother had a surprise for her child the next day. She'd passed a market and purchased a real hand mixer like Peter in the story for her child to play with. They don't sell Ify or Arky dolls, but this one makes a very good beater, don't you think? Her child was delighted. "Oh yes, Mummy, just like Peter. But where is he? With Arky in the ice desert? He looks like a lawnmower now, don't forget." "Yes," the mother replied, "I know. But in his heart he always will be a little egg beater, even if he grows up to be a helicopter. That is what some people call them, you know." "Let's go save them from all that snow, Mummy. I don't want to think of them there in that cold so long." The child made the egg beater whirl its blades in agreement. "And I'm not sure even what a snow stooge looks like, Mummy. Are they like the crow apes in the jungle?" "Sometimes better, sometimes worse." She paused and looked at the eager eyes of her child awaiting the next part of the tale. "And what was the last thing we heard Arky say?" she asked. "Woohoo!" came the giggling response. "Woohoo! Help!" yelled Arky when he stopped falling. It seemed not to have been too deep a hole, and he was still buried up to his architrave. "Phew! At least it wasn't into one of those crevasses. Can someone please get me out?" The spidery tower of rods and wires bent over and studied his predicament, its stretching cables making pinging and twanging sounds. "And who may you be, young sir?" it asked. "No matter. It appears you have found the top layer of the Snow Stooge's tunnels. I doubt they were expecting guests to drop in as heavy as you are." "Ha ha ha," he chuckled. Arky decided that anyone who would laugh at him when he was in trouble either knew it wasn't too serious or was just too silly to be dangerous. In any case, he needed more help than Peter and Ify could provide, that's for sure. He felt trapped in the ice. Hello?" he called up. "My name's Arky, and these are my friends Ify and Peter. We're looking for our companion who brought us here, a sort of stick that makes shapes." He trailed off, not knowing what he could tell the big tower. It seemed friendly enough, but they were on a secret mission and perhaps it was best not to raise questions by explaining too much. "And I sort of got stuck, as you can see." The big tower of wire and poles laughed. "Ha ha, indeed you did. Allow my struts to do their stuff. Hold yourself together now." With that, he rearranged himself and bent far over Arky, enough to reach beneath his introdos and lift him out, which he did with no apparent effort at all. Arky was surprised to find himself so quickly standing once again on the packed snow surface. Ify stared at the tall tower in obvious admiration. "Ooh, you're so tall and strong, and yet so light and airy. How do you do it?" she asked boldly. The big structure laughed again. "Ha ha! Some of my kin are much, much bigger. You can call me Bucky if you like. I am from the tribe of the Tensegrity. We are often found in far-off places where there are few materials for an animati, so our purpose is to be strong and tall with the most efficient construction possible. There is absolutely no waste with me. Every wire just pulls and every strut just pushes. With cement towers like you, young lady, your whole body is doing a double duty, and that limits your strength-to-weight ratio, even if it does make you the prettiest structure I've ever seen." Ify blushed from the flattery and turned away coyly, but Arky turned a shade of red too as he sensed a pang of jealousy heating up inside him. He decided to change the subject fast. Well, Bucky, perhaps we'd better get moving trying to find our friend. Can you help us?" Bucky reared up to his full height, startling Ify and Peter, and making his voice seem far away. "If your companion was what I saw earlier, the Snow Stooges took him. You have fallen into some abandoned outpost, it seems, or it could have been a trap for those heavier than themselves. I don't know how to enter it, but their main lair is not far. Follow me." He glided off into the snowstorm, making long strides with his wiry construction that left hardly a dent in the snow. Arky and the others struggled along trying to keep up, his reddened fascia melting some of the snow. Ify giggled now and then behind him, and that only made him walk faster. Beta had it hardest in the deep snow and signaled for a pause. "Wait a minute, Bucky," he called ahead. "Just what are snow stooges?" "They are creatures who look like big jungle cats mixed with the biggest of bears, all white and pink and with blue striped faces. They live beneath the snow in vast tunnels like a city in the ice," answered Bucky. "This much is known, but you could spend months looking for the opening to their tunnels. They are collectors and love to catch mechanisti if they can find them," he said to Beta. "Here, you must be careful. Your missing stick that makes shapes would obviously appeal to them. If we meet them, they certainly won't be pleased to lose their prize." Soon they came to a streaming circle in the snow. Something had melted a ring shape straight down into the ice. "Or maybe it is melting up, Arky," Beta ventured. "What if the snow stooges have him down below and he's trying to signal us?" Arky studied the steam coming out of the circle melted in the snow. He let himself feel the deep rumblings inside the ice through his pedestals. There was something moving down there, he was sure of it. "Beta, you have to try to fly again, but this time through the snow. Can you change the angle of your blades to blow it away, in a circle?" "I can try," he answered gamely, and while the others backed away to give him room, he stretched and bent his frame until the popping and snapping noises of his joints became a steady whirl. With a "Heidi-ho! Off we go!" Beta launched into the snow in front of him, sending a tall plume of spray flying. He ran in a ring, sending spray everywhere, his blades eating through the ice a bit more with every pass he made. Bucky watched for a while and then said, "I see you have found a new way into the tunnels of the snow stooges, but your friend needs some help if we are to do this quickly. I think together we can bore a faster hole." With that, he leaned over and asked Beta to grab onto his tower top. "When I give the command, hold on and turn your blades as fast as you can." He then looked at Ify and Arky. "Without being anchored, I am too light to stay in one place as I swing young Beta here. Could you two do me the honor of standing on my lowest struts? You will have to duck as I turn in a circle." The two adventurers stepped carefully onto the long pole beams that made up the lowest part of Bucky. They were afraid they might break, but the tensegrity tower reassured them. "My struts are quite strong, have no fear. Only if I lose a cable will my structure fail." Then turning to Beta, he said, "Ready? Then we're off." Beta felt himself being lifted as if by a giant high up over his friends and concentrated on spinning his mower blades furiously. With a sing-sang-song of twanging wires, Bucky spun Beta in a circle towards the packed snow. The mower blades dug into the frozen mass and threw white cold snow spray everywhere. Bucky turned in a dizzying set of pirouettes, round and around at an ever-quickening pace. Beta flailed away, and soon they were tunneling straight down through the ice, carving a path for them to get to the depths where the snow stooges dwelt. When they finally stopped to rest, they were hundreds of feet below the surface of the snow. Side tunnels led off from the hole. Bucky retracted himself and set Beta down on the snow next to Ify. Arky was worried. "Beta, if the snow stooges collect mechanisti, as Bucky explained, you'd better wait here," he said, trying to protect his friend. Beta was tired but determined. "No, Arky, friends don't leave each other alone, right? I'll come with you." "Allow me to reconnoiter first," offered Bucky. He bent far over into the hole they had made and poked his long structure into the side tunnels. After a few moments he collected himself by their side again, his wires and struts singing and snapping. "The snow stooges appear to be in a room right below young Beta. I fear they have your friend. He is a Piegatus, is he not?" Arky nodded. "Calculus Piegatus. He was entrusted to me, and we need him to get back to where we belong." The tall tower nodded. Then Arky thought of a plan. "Bucky, if you'll please help us, Arky and I will go in first and set up a diversion from this side of their hole. Beta, if you can make a smaller tunnel straight down into theirs, you can go in and—" "Right, Arky," said Beta. "I can drop in silently and unnoticed and rescue Piggy while they are distracted." Together with Bucky, he started drilling a parallel hole to the one they already had made. Once the second shaft was almost through and Beta in position, Bucky helped the others down the first tunnel by extending his long structure. Again, he had no problem lifting and lowering Arky through the ice. "Gosh," thought Arky, "this Bucky's a strong one. Maybe we can use him in a battle with Golgothicus." When he and Ify were safe at the bottom, Bucky let himself down too. Arky saw that they had carved right past many openings in the snow and ice mass, slicing right through the Snow Stooges' tunnel system. One of the larger openings at the bottom glowed from a light that reminded him of Calculus Pigatus when he was angry. He motioned the others to be quiet. Sure enough, he could hear the faint clicking of those folding metal bars. "Woohoo! This way, team!" Arky whispered, and led them all into the ice tunnel. They were off to rescue Piggy! It was time to turn out the bedroom lights. The mother looked at her child and saw there were questions. "What are you thinking about?" she asked. "Well, I think they should rescue Piggy from the Snow Stooges, even if he's not a very good guide. He always takes them to the wrong place. Or maybe they don't know how to drive him very well." The mother laughed. "Well now, I'd never heard of driving Calculus Pigatus. But perhaps there is a grain of truth in that too. All such powerful transportation devices must be motivated and prompted to act as intended. But tomorrow we must find out if Arky's plan will work, and the Snow Stooges are willing to give him up. Now go to sleep, and have sweet dreams of the tall tribe of tensegrity structures," she added, and turned out the light.